15 years, blowing the doors off the competition. Podcasting to planet Earth.
PNRNetworks.com.
This podcast is a member of the Blueberry Network. Blueberry. No E's. That's Blueberry, BLUBRRY.com. Blueberry.com.
This podcast is a proud member of the Lamb Podcasting Network. Find the network at largeassmovieblogs.com.
Connecting to server. Connection confirmed. Connecting to website. Connection confirmed. Adjusting lights to preset level. Adjusting sound. Adjusting volume. Recording.
Real movies for real people. T.C. Kirkham and Kim Brown. Subject Cinema 2020.
Hey guys, TC here from Subject Cinema and all of our other shows. This is not going to be a full Subject Cinema. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's been going on. We are in week 5 of our personal stay-at-home advisory, according to the state of Massachusetts. Some people have stay-at-home orders. Governor Baker was like, I can't order you to stay home, but he really should have, because people aren't listening, just like everywhere else. I just wanted to go over what's going on and what's going to be happening in the next few weeks with all of our PNR Network stuff, and we're very glad that you guys have continued to listen. We've had some jumps in our numbers, so that's good. People have been checking out the stuff that we have out there. Going to go over things a little bit one by one. First of all, Kim sends her love. She's not here right now. She's in the other room doing some stuff. But she's definitely very much still active, as you know, if you've been listening to Ring Around the Rosie. What's happening is we can't really do Subject Cinema without having theaters open and entertainment news hitting. There's not a lot of it because of the coronavirus pandemic. So we we had those 2 shows back in March, outlined on how to best do things, how to take care of things. And if you haven't heard them, you can go back on the feed and listen to them. They're the most recent shows. But for right now, we've been doing a lot of other things, and we haven't done a new Subject Cinema since then, quite frankly, because we really don't have the ability. We could watch movies at home. Yeah, we could do this and the other thing, but it won't be the same show that we're used to doing. So we've kind of put Subject Cinema on hold for right now. We hope to have it back when the theaters open again slowly, maybe in June or July. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, we're not going to go away. Premiering Tuesday, April 21st, is a new mini-series similar to what we did with the Avengers Endgame countdown and the Godzilla countdown last year. The new show is called Subject Cinema Presents Captive Audience Theater, and it's going to be all of our favorite, in some cases not favorite, bad movies and how you can look at them. This is going to replace what we normally would have done with Masochistic March this year, and also which was going to be Masochistic May. We are sorry that we are not going to do those because of the limitations we're facing, and we're going to do this instead. We'll be bringing this to you twice a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, maybe Saturday if we can't make Friday. With some classic bad movies, some that you've never heard of, some that we want you to see. Basically, our whole thing is, once you hear it, go watch it, because if we have to suffer, you have to suffer. You'll find it if you're a YouTube listener. You'll find it in its very own playlist called Captive Audience Theater, and if you're not, you'll be getting it on the regular Subject Cinema feed over at Libsyn, where our shows are. And we hope that you will like it. We're going to try and have some fun. It'll run about 30 minutes on each show, probably, and we'll pick one particular movie, analyze it, and tell you, give it some different aspects and stuff, and tell you what we think of it. We're going to start with the granddaddy of the bad movies on the first show, and that'll be up tomorrow. Going forward, eCinema 1 has continued on. We have not been idle at all. I've been doing, despite the March 17th official cancellation of Eurovision, I am still continuing with my Eurovision countdown. We're calling it the countdown to canceled Eurovision this year, as I analyze all 41 songs and give you my opinions on them. We hope that you'll be watching that. At the end, I'm going to do some special features with favorites from over the years. To their credit, Eurovision has really been good to the fans. They know the fans are upset about the show getting canceled. They've been producing a new series called Eurovision Home Concerts, which features past and present Eurovision stars doing their own song and a cover of an earlier song, and it's been a lot of fun. Each week they've had 3 of them up. There'll be 3 more to come. On the day the finals were to be held, May 16th, they will be doing a special called Eurovision Europe Shine a Light, which is a 2-hour special which will highlight previous songs, current songs, all from the current social distancing protocols. It's going to be an interesting look at. We'll have to see what happens. But in the meantime, you can follow my Eurovision updates, and if you're a fan of music, I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to. You can get the daily updates on ecinema1.com, thekirklandreport.com, and Planet Biblia Musica, which is at planetbm.pnrnetworks.com. I've also been taking the time to update all of our sites. We're continuing to do some maintenance on them. I've got some new SEO programs in, which will help hopefully boost what we're doing. And working on things all the way across the board. For right now, this is the schedule we're looking at. 3 Minute Weekend is on hiatus. We took it on hiatus the minute the theaters closed because there's not much for me to do. There's still a limited number of movies coming out every week because there are little theaters open here and there across America, but not enough to cover and nothing major, so we're not actually doing that. 3 Minute Weekend will return. Right now I'm hoping it'll return in May. We'll see what happens. I'll let you know. But Tuesday Digitex is still up, still running every Tuesday with all the new home video releases and streaming releases, and you can get that on its own feed, and you can also listen to it on ecinema1.com and also on eCinemaBoston.com, as well as all the places you get our podcast, which is Libsyn, iHeartRadio, that one's available on Spotify, not everything is, and a few other things. So definitely keep up with that. Kim's Platinum Roses Garden is obviously on an unintended hiatus because the CW is not running the new episodes of Supernatural, and they still have not completed the production on the final season. But she'll have that back up as soon as they get a new episode up. Expected probably. They're not sure what they're going to do. We haven't heard anything, so not sure about that. But her other show, Ring Around the Rosie, is running usually Tuesdays, sometimes Thursdays in the evening, and wrestling is not stopped because they've been declared essential in Florida. Plus we've been watching a ton of indie stuff on IWTV and we got a lot to talk about there. So, ringaroundtherosie.net if you want to check out her site, and you can subscribe to her podcast on all the usual spots as well. I'm also happy to say that we have pinpointed a date for the return of my show, Catastrophe Vortex, which has not had a new show in over 2 years. I do apologize. It was not my intent to pod fade on it. I have an entirely new format for the show, and I'm actually doing 2 different shows under the same banner. Catastrophe Vortex will be covering disaster movies. Catastrophe Chronicles will be covering real live disasters in a documentary format. I will be doing both of those. We will kick it off, although it's called Catastrophe Vortex on the first episode, it will kick off on May 18th. the 40th anniversary of the eruption of Mount St. Helens, and a first-person account from yours truly. I lived on the western side of Washington, but we still went through all the aftermath, and I will talk about it in depth on that show, which will be available on May 18th. After that, I have 14 movies lined up. I have 10 actual real-life disasters lined up to talk about, and it's going to be an interesting show. So if you are a fan of disaster movies or a follower of real-life disasters, I hope you will follow us at catastrophevortex.com. Anthony Lamberti has informed me that he is going to pull the plug on his show, Comic Grotto. Or Nerd Grotto it was now. He is just not comfortable with the way the comic industry is right now. He will continue to be active here and there with us, and I'm sorry to see him go, but as I told him, I said, all you have to do is tell me, and we'll have you back up and running in a week or two with whatever you want to do. So, Anthony, thank you for these last several years of contributing, and we hope that you will come back to our family on an occasional basis when you have a comment or two, and, of course, I'll see you at work. We are actually working from home, both of us right now, telecommuting, so it's easy for us to get a few things done here and there outside of what we used to. And I think you can see that if you visit our sites, things are getting markedly improved as I've been able to work on my work duties and also take time to work on the site at the same time, which I always did, but I didn't do it as much at work because the laptop doesn't work as well as the PC for that. And, it's very cool. I hope that you will come over there. We are working on setting up some other sites for you to be a part of the entire PNR Networks experience. Once again, I know things are tough right now, but it's tough for us too, and we definitely need all the support we can get. So please take this time to join the Patron Circle at patreon.com/PNRNetworks. It's $5 a month. We're going to give you some extra perks on that site, including a couple of things we will not have available to everybody else, not just podcasts, but other things we're going to be doing. You will need to be a member of the Patron Circle to do them. $5 a month is the cost of one latte at Starbucks. So give up one afternoon coffee and send us the $5 because we really need it. And the more of you we get, the better we can do, and the more we can do for you. So please, I understand that everybody has an aversion to payment on anything. And so many podcasters who are roots podcasters like us are having problems finding sponsorships or whatever. I've never been that interested in sponsorships. I prefer to be supported by our listeners. And if you guys don't support us, it means we can't do everything we want to do for you. And $5 a month is not much to ask. I give at least $40 a month to other patrons. So and plus we do subscriptions to a number of things that we need for the show. It cuts into our back end. So please, $5 a month, it's all it is. It's not much, and we ask you to please join us and join us on our higher levels with other things that everybody else won't get. And you do so by going to patreon.com/PNRNetworks. Kirkham Report is continuing with the Eurovision stuff. I'm working on some other stuff over there. And if you like music, like commentary on music, it and Planet Bibliomusica are going to get a little bit busy again because I got some new projects going on. Finally getting everything I'm doing digitized. I talked about this on my blog over there at the Kirkham Report about a year ago. I have an enormous music collection that I am finally starting to digitize, and I'm going to be talking a lot about songs, weird songs, funny songs, strange songs, also labels and album covers and such. So please come over there and take a look at us if you're a music fan. TheKirkhamReport.com and PlanetBM.PNRNetworks.com. Planet Bibliomusica is run by both Kim and I, and there's stories about bookstores, record stores, record labels, and such like that, and what we love about them. So it's a lot of fun. Trying to think if I've forgotten anything here. We have all these different things because we have so much out there. Blah, 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 blah. No, I think I got everything. So right now, your Imagination Theater will make its debut sometime this year. Was scheduled in January. We pushed it back because of what's going on, and it'll probably debut around Halloween like we originally intended last year. So we'll see what happens with that, but that's coming up in the near future, as are these new sites that I'm working on, new connections and stuff. So please keep an eye out for that. You can get the best thing you can do for that is to follow eCinema1 on Twitter, on Facebook at our Twitter is ecinema1.com, ecinema1 and ecinema Boston on Twitter, Popcorn and Roses on Facebook, and PNR Networks on Instagram. And we will have more addresses for you to follow in the near future, because I'm working on a couple other sites, like I said, and they'll keep you up to date on what we're doing and how things are going. But in the meantime, we hope that you guys are making it through this horrible situation. We hope that you're following the proper etiquette, staying social distancing wise. You know, it's hard for us. Kim has not been out of the house in a month. I've been out to get groceries and stuff a few times, since we both have pre-existing conditions, and both of them are lung-based. Mine's bronchitis. Hers is diabetes and stuff. We're very leery about going out because we know we're more susceptible to coronavirus. But, you know, I'm masked up, gloved up, and we're very careful when I go out. And we hope you guys are all following the same rules. We definitely sympathize with you. As I said, we have been in the house for the most part we started our 5th week yesterday of this. So it's crazy. And we've never seen a situation like this. We'd love to hear your stories, by the way, about how you're dealing with the current situation and what you're doing to stay sane in the current situation. And you can drop us a line at subjectcinema@pnrnetworks.com, or you can drop my personal line, popcornandroses@yahoo.com, and we'll talk about them on a future show. And I'll email you, and we'll discuss it that way too, because it's a very crazy situation, and we want all of our listeners and all of our readers to hopefully hang in there, as we are trying to do. Personal thanks to everybody who has been a part of keeping things going. That's Kim, of course, and Anthony, of course. Also, the Lion family, Eric and Valerie, and Courtney, Amber, and Kevin and Caius, for keeping up and trying to hang in there. They're in the same situation we're in mid-Missouri. We're kind of watching things out there. You can find us on Twitter, as I said. I'm at eCinema1, usually also eCinema Boston. Kim is at Platinum Rose L, and we are always on Twitter, so keep up to date there, and keep in touch with us there as well. Until we premiere our brand new show, which is Captive Audience Theater, and that'll be tomorrow as I'm recording this. For Subject Cinema and all the PNR Networks family, I'm T.C. Kirkham. Stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to Subject Cinema with hosts T.C. Kirkham and Kim Brown. Subject Cinema is produced by PNR Networks, Boston, Massachusetts, which is solely responsible for its content. Subject Cinema is copyright 2020 by PNR Networks under a Creative Commons license. Check out a new episode of Subject Cinema every weekend. Until next time, this is Bob Taylor for Subject Cinema, and we'll see you at the movies.
Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
15 years. Blowing the doors off the competition. Podcasting to planet Earth.
PNRNetworks.com